I'm not very up to date on fashion trends in my generation or any of them, to be honest. If you haven't noticed, I have a very consistent wardrobe throughout every year that I've ever had my face on the internet or just been existing for the last decade. I pretty much only wear black sweatpants, and when it comes to shirts, I have unlimited shirts with either music shit or just stupid ass designs. I'll have another video I think for my t-shirts that I like, but other than that, it's just I put a sweatshirt on over it or a flannel or sometimes a Hawaiian, and other than that, I really have no fashion taste whatsoever. I don't even know if I'd consider that fashion taste, but I really have no fashion taste whatsoever. So I try not to judge. I try not to judge when I see stupid fashion, and I already failed because I called it stupid fashion, but some shit is just stupid. One thing I've never understood is, like, ripped jeans. I understand, like, a little rip, okay, that there's a bit of stylistic choice there. If it's punkish, you get the ripped, the torn, the desecrated feel to it. I understand that, but some people will just be wearing, like, torn, ripped jeans, and it's, like, missing half of the front, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's not just ripped like it's a tear across the thing. It's like the entire fucking thing is just missing. There is a giant hole in your pants. And at that point, your pants don't serve the purpose pants do. Because when there's just a little tear, maybe that one section of your leg is cold, but when the whole fucking thing is exposed, you might as well just be wearing shorts. And some of this shit, I've seen, like, examples of ripped jeans where motherfuckers have rips on their waistbands, and so, like, you can see their underwear and shit. You can see their shit jiggling around as they walk through the rips in the jeans, and at that point, it's like, are we bordering on just walking around in a bikini or a bathing suit? Because I've seen men do it too. It's like, that's just something I don't get. The thing that made me want to make this video, because I saw it on the road, like, 20 minutes ago, and I was like, okay, go home and make a video on it, like, it's just fresh in my mind, is canes. I don't know what the fashion trend is with canes, but I've noticed it for the last, like, 5 years, since I was in high school. There was a person in my high school who, I don't know this person, mind you, right? So I don't know this person, I don't know their name, actually. I've heard of them, but I don't know them like that. And this person was one of those people who in high school would have, like, the fucking fit on. You know, like, there was some guys who'd always show up in, like, full suits, you know, that their parents bought them and be looking crisp as fuck. There were some people who you know, they always have the shoes and shit. There's some people who have that aesthetic just booming for them. And this person had, like, this, like, Victorian Gothic, like, dress up. It was like a leather jacket, dark pants, and it wasn't like a biker leather jacket. It was like a formal, like they were trying to look like a vampire, right? They had minimal jewelry and shit, and so the whole look was cool. The whole look was cool. It was very original. I remember this person because I don't think anybody else dressed like them in high school. And honestly, I think that shit's cool. You know, I think dressing the way you want to dress is pretty awesome. But you know, it gets to a point that their outfits and shit was just original and cool. It wasn't, like, weird, it wasn't risky, it wasn't, like, there was nothing bad to it. Something I didn't understand, though, about them was that they had a cane. And I like to not assume, right? So when they had a cane, I was like, oh, they probably need it for, maybe they got knee issues, leg issues, whatever. And the cane use, when I saw them, was minimal. And I understand some people have different use. Like, not everybody who has a cane needs it 100% of the time. Sometimes you need it when, it's a tough day or this or that, or it's good to just have it or whatever. But I feel like it's also a fashion statement at the same time for this person. I felt like it was part of the fashion statement. And this person, I don't know them well, so they probably might have had an issue. But somebody I saw on the road recently, and by recently I mean 20 minutes ago, was this dude. And this dude has been in like 2 of my classes before. So for the last year and a half, I'd say, I've seen this dude probably once a week, aside from the summer, once a week, just walking around, at least in class, or just walking around. I don't have a class with him this time, but I see this guy walking around. And when I was in my first class with this person, this dude had no cane, right? It was a guy, he was pretty I don't know. I didn't really talk to him. I know his name. I'm not gonna say that though. He's just a guy. He was fine. He wasn't like crazy. He wasn't like, too strange. I guess a little strange. But I'm an English major, so every class of mine is filled with strange people. I'll go on about that in another video because I have some fucking people to talk about, and it's fresh on my mind. And the only reason I haven't talked about them yet is because the semester hasn't ended and it keeps progressing and it keeps getting worse. So I'll do a whole rant video about that, and that might air in a month or two once I've seen whatever happens in the rest of the semester happen. But every day it develops. So anyways, back on topic, this guy had no cane, and he had no cane, and he had no cane, and about a month ago, right, I see this guy at least once a week. I'd say it's probably at least 2 or 3 times a week this last month. I understand that somebody could get this cane because they just had a recent health development, right? Like, oh, my knee, I just had knee surgery or something. But here's the thing about this guy. I seen this guy walking around fine, no issues. And then when this guy got the cane, and I seen this like 2 days after, so I'm walking around fine. When the guy got the cane, he was walking around fine, and he had no brace on his leg. There was nothing on his leg at all to indicate any sort of need for surgery or for an injury or anything, and need for this. Every time I've seen this guy since, he always has the cane, and he's always walking around, and most of the time the cane is just in the air, not really even hitting the ground, and the dude's walking like he always has. And so I think when it comes to this specific person, that the cane is for fashion. It's for the fucking fashion. And this is not to, and if there is any injury or whatever, I'm not meaning to degrade this person. I'm not saying that this makes you bad or anything at all, right? I just don't understand what it is about canes that are for the fashion. I don't know what the fashion is with canes in this recent thing, because I've seen other people that I just haven't seen recurring walking around with canes and not using them. I think to a certain degree it's got to be for the fashion, right? Because like I understand if people got injuries or they're chronic or whatever, but some people definitely it's for the fashion. And the reason that I felt so like I really wanted to make this video, because this is something that's just been in the back of my mind every so often when I see people like that, but whatever, right? I was just crossing the street, and this street is probably a busy street, one of the busiest in the area, and I was just crossing the street, and I see this guy with the cane, and we're waiting on one side of the street, right? So let's say this is the fucking street. I'm waiting on one side of the street with this guy and these other pedestrians, and we're waiting on the light to go, right? And sometimes the light doesn't go as quick as you want it to, so sometimes it's still green, but there's no cars coming, no bus coming down the bus, loop, whatever, the bus lane. And so you look both ways, nobody coming down. There's a little median where you can chill out, right? And that median is connected to a bus stop. And so I start walking at a not even brisk pace. Sometimes you do a brisk pace so you know you're not going to get hit if somebody's really far down but coming. But there's nobody coming at all and everybody can see it, right? And so I'm just doing my little amble down the way to this median, just walking. There's still cars coming on the other section, so there's no reason of like really trying to make it, because whatever, the light will be on in no time anyway. And this guy starts like jogging. I wouldn't say running or sprinting is too much, that's too excessive, but I would say jogging. Cane in the air, just jogging past me to make it to this median. Jogging. And I saw this and I was like, okay, so not only do you have this cane that you don't really use ever, and maybe it's just because your shit isn't bad, but if you're able to never use your cane and you're able to just jog, and it was a jog with vitality behind it. This was not a poor man's jog. This was a, like this jog, it was a normal jog. It was an able-bodied jog. And so this guy jogs to the median, and in my head I was just thinking like, yeah, so it's for the fashion. Like, I've been seeing this shit, and nothing in the last month has indicated this guy's any fucking health issues. Now, maybe I just don't know about them. It's always a possibility that I just don't know about things, and I like to talk about things that I don't know about, because I do like to talk about things I don't know about, but this shit seems for the fashion. And here's my question to any potential cane users. Why, if we are using canes as fashion, do we choose the Walgreens brand old people walkers? Like the shit that's like looks like aluminum with a little rubber bit and a rubber handle, and it's just like boring. If we're using canes for the fashion, and this applies to the Victorian person from high school and this dude that I just saw run across the fucking road nowadays, why do we not choose some shit that's dope? Why don't we choose some shit with a handle that's like a wood-carved animal? or like a cool design with a zodiac or with a pattern or with something, you know? Like, why are we choosing these boring ass company ass walkers? You know what I'm talking about? I just don't get. If it's for the fashion, let it be for the fashion. Don't have it be just bland and boring with the whole you know, situation you have going on here, the whole outfit. Don't nullify that by having a normal cane. You can buy these dope ass canes off the internet. You can buy them at fucking Boy Scout campsites, you know? You can buy these off of specialty sites I'm sure exist on the internet. Like, even something like this is better than what I've been seeing. Like, this is basic still, but it's better than just the boring walkers. Isn't this fucking sick, right? It's dark wood, it's got a little lion, or a man with a bear head and a ring and shit. And that's fucking sick, right? You don't gotta be a Viking. You can have something fucking silly, like this, look at this. Or look at how ornate this little swamp demon is. I mean, that's sick. You can have media references. I mean, this is some shit this is something, if I needed a cane, I think this is something I would get. You can get something badass as fuck. And it's customizable, too. My ultimate point is, right, if you're going to go out of your way to do something for the fashion, this is an item that you are carrying around with you. You need to physically hold with a hand wherever you go. It's another thing to keep track of. Why are we not making the most out of this? For the aesthetic, if you're an aesthetic person, why are we not making the most out of the whole situation? Look at this fucking guy, he's having a great time. When it comes down to it, if you are going to lean into an aesthetic so much as your whole wardrobe is going to be based on this, and you can tell, okay, you're in public today and you wanted to look like this, you have been working to look like this, you should make the most out of it. You should not just have some shit, okay? If I see a grandma, I'd expect them to have a grandma walker. If I see some fucking vampire from the Victorian ages, okay, and you've got the gothic hairstyle, the round glasses, okay, you've got the whole fucking kit, I expect you to have some dope shit. I don't expect you to be a Victorian vampire who's walking around with CVS's newest invention, okay? I don't care about that. Your entire image that you are working so hard to achieve is being sacrificed by one fucking thing. And I don't know why, but I just see it in canes a lot. I don't know if I'm crazy. Does anybody else see people walking around with canes that don't exactly need them for the fashion? I don't know if I'm being nitpicky and I just happen to know the two most, you know, not needing cane users in the world, you know? Do you even need a doctor's note for them? You don't really, you know? You really have no excuse. I mean, look at this shit. This is on Walmart. Look at that. They got the Israeli pride flag. And I am going to make up a scenario here just to be mad at, but if you ever hold me up because you want to use a cane for the fucking fashion, and then I see you sprint across the road, I am going to hail a little taxi and hope that it hits you. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?